Going.
We're going.
Hit
We're
record.
on. There it is. Okay, we're going. We got it going. Hey, good evening. Welcome to the Freaking After Dark show. Man, we were in this fucking killer conversation. Some of it we can share, most of it we can't. Okay, so hey, you're welcome to the Freaking After Dark show. Welcome my partners, Guido, and there's my other partner over there. That's Stonehenge, and he's as old as Stonehenge, that's for sure. And the way he's coughing over there. Take a heat, man. Smoke another fucking cigarette.
Yeah, smoke another one.
I'm in California, and it's cooling down now. Finally,
it is. Well, I'm in Missouri, and it's cooling down here too.
Yeah, here too in New York. Not in Newark.
So anyway, we were talking about its commercials and how they've changed. I think it's kind of strange. But I think I'm for it because they're kind of right in a way. Yeah. I know what you guys are thinking. It's kind of right in a way. They're showing a lot of gay couples, 2 men, 2 women. They're showing a lot of, and you take that from the commercial that they are actually partners, and then also. Right. Mixed families with a black mom and a white father, and a white father and a black father with a white mom. The mixing.
I think all that sucks.
It doesn't suck. It's definitely people of the world. But what I'm worried about is that we're losing the black and black couple and the white and white couple and the straight couple. We're just showing the diversity that we have, and we do have a lot of diversity, and there's nothing wrong with it, and there's nothing wrong with the mixed couples and the gay couples, but we have to have an equal amount of straight couples, white couples, black couples, Chinese couples, whatever, and we don't have enough of that anymore.
You're married to an Asian. Yeah. You're married to an Hispanic gal.
I am.
And I'm married to an Italian.
Right.
So crossbreeding, crossing the color barrier is kind of a good thing. I think
it is a great thing. Don't get me wrong. I'm not.
Who cares? We're all human beings, man. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
I just want it. Like I always am. With me is to have it real. Yeah, there is mixed couples and there is gay couples, but there's also straight couples and there's also white couples.
Let's not forget about.
Let's look at traditional family values too.
Don't use the word normal because nothing's normal anymore.
No.
When you say, "Oh, that's not normal," you're homophobic. I mean, don't say it's not normal.
The commercials that bother me the most is those medicine commercials where they, at the end of it, they go, may cause eye bleeding and kidney infection and this and that. And if you get a little valve that won't adjust, get immediate medical attention. Jesus Christ, I'm going to run down and get me some of that.
Right. Well, I know it's crazy. And
side effects are worse than the disease. I'd rather have the guy that does
the side effects. He reads them off like he's an auctioneer.
Yeah,
he's got to go so fast.
Gotta get a liver disease, and we're gonna get brain tumors here. And
the thing about it is,
can I get a little bit of brain tumor?
Yeah, if you get an aneurysm, call 911. Hey.
Well, the reason they gotta put that stuff, and I'll tell you why they gotta put that stuff. Say they had 100 people take the drug, and 1 person got a brain aneurysm. Now they got to list that as a possible side effect. So it could be the most minute side effect, or it could be a really fucking, huge side effect. But why is there so many on some of these drugs? Why is there so many? That's the thing that baffles my mind.
Possible bleeding or bleeding out. They tell you possibly death can cause death.
Yeah, what do they tell you?
Will I take it?
They barely tell you what these side effects are from the vaccine. But I sure felt one. Yeah. I got the flu.
Right. Well, they're going to tell you all that stuff in 2024. Don't worry.
Oh, I see.
That's when those reports all come out in 2024, because for some reason it takes almost 5 years for that research to happen. But in the meantime, you take the vaccine and don't worry about it. You don't need to know the
I
results.
got sick. I want
You
to
did?
know the fucking side effects. You know, what other kind of side effects could there be? Like head bleeding, eye bleeding, bleeding
heart
out the
swelling.
mouth,
Heart
internal
swells up if you're a
you know,
youngster, if you're 18.
hernia in your left nut, or you know, a big knot on your arm, or you can stick a
If
magnet,
your
on
skin can
there.
start to fall off, and you can stop growing hair, and
Is
He
the-
stopped
is the
growing hair
Gestapo-
like 40 years ago.
I grow hair on my
Yeah,
face.
no, steeplechase.
The steeplechase.
Hey, what do you think?
So,
What do you think about the victory, man,
The victory.
of the state of Virginia?
Now, let me tell you something. What happened there? And Niescab will agree with me on this one.
Yeah.
What won that election for him was um, he's not a politician.
Mhm.
Bottom line, he's not a politician. He's
Right.
not the normal guy that they'd say, I don't trust him. I don't trust him. He's a businessman, and Trump was a businessman. So they kind of elected a businessman governor. They elected Trump unknowingly, because Trump didn't get involved until the last fucking day before the election.
Right.
Okay, so it
And
wasn't
it's
about
also
Trump.
that the other governor's a fucking asshat.
Oh yeah, he's mental.
Yeah.
He
He had,
is mental.
I don't understand, in this age of cancel culture, he has pictures of him in blackface
Yeah,
at a Halloween party, and they vote, black people and Democrats voted for him. Why? Why wasn't he canceled? There's been people canceled for less than that.
dude, they got it all upside down. They're placing blame where blame there is none. That's all it is. It's all I blame you, you blame me. We all win this all together. We're all fucked up.
It's like the
You know what?
sue me, sue you blues.
Yeah. I mean, the reason why he won was because he wasn't Donald Trump, and he was not a politician who's
Now,
going to lie to your face.
Our local Buffalo election actually made national news.
Yes, it did.
Because our mayor didn't get the Democrat nomination after he's been the mayor for 16 years. They gave it to a socialist candidate. He won on a fucking write-in campaign.
Yeah, they wrote his name in.
They had to write. Everybody had to write his fucking name in, and he won the election on a write-in, because that's how much people don't want socialism in this country.
That's right. That's right. Now, I heard a news story about Buffalo University. They want to cancel Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
what the fuck is up with that?
Well,
every year we go through the same shit, dude.
Yeah, we do.
Every year we go through the same shit.
If any holiday should be canceled, maybe it should be Thanksgiving. I mean, they lied to us. The Indians, and the Pilgrims did not share no fucking Thanksgiving feast. That was a big ass bold-faced lie.
Okay, so maybe that was a lie, but George Washington started it out and said that the Thanksgiving is to give thanks for what we have.
No, that's fine. Okay, that's fine.
All right.
If we do it at that angle,
give thanks. Just give thanks for what you have, where you are, and live in that. It's not about the fucking Indians. It's not about the white man who oppressed them and who wiped them out. It's not about thanks. That's not Thanksgiving.
But that's why they want to cancel
giving thanks to God. It was originally, don't take offense to this, there, knee scab, but it was a Thanksgiving was a day of what do they call that? Reflecting on the good things that we have in our lives, and that's what it's all about. That's what Thanksgiving is. What are you thankful for? Well, I'm thankful I'm still breathing. I'm vertical. I still do my radio show. I'm still on my blog. I'm thankful for those things. I'm thankful for my good friends. I'm thankful for the people I know. Hey, you know what? I'm thankful for what I got. All right. If you're going to be all down in the fucking mouth, let's have a day that says, fuck the world day.
I like that day better. I would take that day And I would celebrate that day. Okay. Here's the
What date
thing.
would you pick to put that on? What date would you pick to put that on?
Let's see. Let's see what month doesn't really have a holiday. You know what? Let's put it on September 11th.
Fuck
And
I
make
knew you'd say that.
it instead of about the tragedy, fuck the world and fuck the people who did that to us day.
9/11. Now,
Yeah.
how about September 10th?
All right, we'll do September. That's true. We got to give 9/11. I apologize. 9/11 should have its own day. I'm just saying that's a great day to say fuck you World Day, because that's something that was so horrible, and yeah, fuck you world. Fuck it all.
Yeah, fuck the world
No,
day.
let's
Yeah.
put it on February 2nd, Groundhog Day.
No. That's my dad's birthday. Can't do that.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, February. No, I can't do that on dad's birthday. Fuck the
I
world
kind
day.
of like it though, if you think about it there, Free Ride. Okay. If you see your shadow, fuck this fucking World Day. And if you don't, then it's okay. You don't have to fuck this World Day, and it's like that,
What
If
I
what
don't
month
know.
doesn't have a holiday? June doesn't have a holiday, does it?
February
and
don't
May.
have a holiday.
Juneteenth.
June.
That's it. We'll
Juneteenth.
put it on Juneteenth. Fuck the world day.
No, that's too close to the 4th of July.
Okay, then we got to do it in April.
Hey.
Easter sometimes.
Yeah,
That's
August.
Easter.
What's in August? August is
And
Labor Day.
Memorial Day. Nothing in February, guys. Nothing except for a short month. Leap year. That's the
no,
only
it's
thing.
President's Day. President's Day. We could do it.
Hey
What's it?
Siri, what month does not have a holiday in the United States?
Okay, I found this on the web.
Says
Does
August.
not have a holiday in the United States. Check it out.
August.
August is the only month that doesn't have a holiday.
He's got
So,
Siri working for us. Isn't that fantastic? Let's give him a round of applause.
Ooh.
Yeah. We know he's got Siri working for us. He's fact
Siri.
checking us right there on
Yeah.
Siri. Bam, bam,
Excellent.
bada, boom, bada, bop. Yeah. As a matter of fact.
August. What's the month?
5th.
August 8th. 8/8.
8/8.
8/8.
8/8. Fuck the world day.
Yeah.
That has a good ring to it. We're gonna have to post that. Fuck the world day. Yeah.
God help us.
Yeah. Fuck
Or
the
we
world.
could call it fuck the world, grab it by his horns and fuck it up the ass day.
Yeah.
Well,
Or-
it's all because of this one guy interprets the Constitution this way, and another guy interprets the Constitution in another motherfucking way, and they continually just argue about the goddamn Constitution that we should live by, and they don't know whether to live by it or to fucking change it or fuck everything up.
Well, the Constitution was written as a legal document, so it's
Yeah.
always going to be open for interpretation.
It's about
Okay.
the law
Oh.
of the land. It's the law
Yeah.
of the land. That's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be these
It's not
laws
to
are
create. It's to solve arguments. It's not.
Correct.
It's not to
correct.
create.
Thank you.
No, it
Thank
is.
you.
It is.
Fuck it, hey. Fuck
Yeah,
it,
it
hey.
is. It is.
Fucking
But
bravo.
when you
Nice job, man.
when you have a
described it
bunch
good.
of lawyers that are usually in Congress, in the Senate, all through history, they've mostly been lawyers. Okay. Now that's changing. But now when you have these lawyers that know law and they know the Constitution, they both interpret it the way they want. And that's the problem. Okay. That's the big problem, the interpretation of it. Now we want to change things.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. We can't change it. We need to fix that. That's the whole problem with this country right now, is because we can't interpret the fucking Constitution in two of the same ways from the two of the same different guys at the same fucking time.
No, I agree with you, but it's almost like reading the Bible, bro. If I read the Bible, a Bible passage, and you read the same Bible passage, we're going to come out with probably totally different things, because that's what our mind is capable
listen.
of doing. You know?
Can't we straighten that out with a little bit of a public fucking vote?
Right now,
Constitutional
with you.
changes cannot. The people in Washington All right, they're supposed to represent us. They don't always represent us the way they're supposed to. All right, so they
Well, that
are the
ain't right.
people we put in
Right off the
charge.
get-go. Right off the bat, that ain't right.
Well,
They-
no, that ain't right. That ain't
That's
right.
the way it
Not,
was
but
made.
the Constitution cannot be changed by a national election.
No.
It can only be changed in Congress.
Right. The law
So
writers.
the law writers,
Okay,
these are the
then,
guys that
can't they
write the
figure
laws.
it out? Why can't we just figure that out then? What's the problem with this? I
Here's the
don't
problem.
understand.
Here's the problem why we can't get it right. Is and George Washington told us and warned us that a two-party election is going to ruin this country. He warned that. That's the problem. Democrat, Republican. I'm only going to vote with what my party says. Now there's only two of them. So now it's 50-50. They're against each other. Now, if you brought another one in, or third one or fourth one even in, now there's different ones and it's not the same agenda. Okay, so now you can get in there and have the votes sway a different way because there's not a Democrat or Republican in there now. There's a different party in there, the Guido party or whatever. You know, it's
Or independent or whatever it may be.
yeah, but that independent party is bullshit. They need a real party. They need to fucking like with a name, the Progressive Party, the Whig Party, whatever.
How about
They need a
how about
party.
the Constitutional Party?
Fine,
Hey,
but they
that's a
have
great
different
idea.
parties. They got the Greenpeace Party and this party and that
Yeah,
party.
Green
and
Party. They got the
the
fucking
Libertarian.
I'm
the
gonna
Progressive
start. I'm
Party.
gonna start the
Yeah.
Constitutional Party and live by it and vote by it and run by it.
The problem with the Constitution and the problem with the United States of America is
There's no problem.
there is.
It was written. It was
No.
written flawlessly on purpose.
Listen, the problem with it is because we stopped being a republic and became a democracy.
Democracy.
Was our downfall.
Well, we got to fix it back again because this is not happening. We don't live by the Constitution and never have. I don't understand how you can have rights that they can take away. Rights can't be taken away. Otherwise, then they're not rights.
They can
And so
be
the Constitution
because we
stands on
let
a
them.
holy. The Constitution is as holy as a goddamn sponge on the fucking floor that just sucks up all your money.
But we let them do it. Fucking California.
We continue to elect these fucking
Right.
idiots.
California's elected Nancy Pelosi for 36 fucking years.
Well, the Constitution ain't worth the paper it's written on because of the way they act on it. They don't
And the
they do not
Constitution
honor it.
is fixed and not fixed by the United States Congress.
Well,
So
they don't honor
by
it.
voting
That's
people
one
like
thing.
Nancy Pelosi in there for 50 years and all these people that have been in there, Chuck Schumer, all these people that have been in there so long, we need term limits.
The guy in the White House.
Term
If they would fix the Constitution, I hate to say it, this isn't racial, but the blacks would have had a better time at it if they'd run everything by the Constitution a long time ago. And the whites and the Asians and the motherfucking Mexicans
But the Constitution, listen, was created when we were a republic. And that means that we held the power. We don't hold the power anymore. That's been
it's
gone
not in our hands.
a long time.
Yeah, we lost power.
Why? Because we kept electing the same people
idiots
over and over and over and over and over. Why? Because they were educated. They were from the elite family. They were a lawyer. They were this. But we never found out. And we never found out if they were a true American or they really had our best interest in heart. Because we would have found out that none of them did. None. No.
Right.
That's right. That's right. That's right. And none of them live by the Constitution either. And they swear to it. And I think in the police department, they ought to emphasize that. They go over it like, you swear to tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth, and you do the Constitution of the United States. Boom. Okay, yeah, I do. Oh, what the fuck? What was that? That went in one ear and out the other. I just said I do like everybody else.
And you want to know
need to.
a farce about court is, not to change the subject or anything, but you swear on the Bible, on the Holy Bible. How much? There's
ridiculous.
There's so many people in this country that don't even care about religion, so they're not gonna not lie. It used to be in the 30s, 40s, 50s. You're not gonna put your hand on the Holy Bible and fucking lie. You wouldn't do that because you're gonna go to hell. People don't give a shit. People don't give a shit. Yeah, they did. But the average common person would be timid to do it. They were afraid, you know.
Yeah, like it was supposed to be a upholding truth serum.
Right. But now nobody cares. Oh, I got my hand on the Bible. I'm gonna tell the truth.
No, it's like, sorry, dude, but I can't tell the truth in this part. Right. I just can't. I got to tell a lie right now.
And I'm sure that Holy Bible.
But don't get caught in that lie. Don't get, because the government has laws that if they catch you lying in a court of law, that's perjury, and you can do time for that. So
you can actually do more time for the perjury than the actual crime.
Yeah, I swear that I'm going to tell the truth because I don't want to fucking go to prison for perjury.
Okay, do you swear?
Totally different story.
Do you swear on the Bible that you only put it in this far?
I swear I only put it in that far.
See, that's the thing, is that you swearing on that Bible becomes a legal binding contract.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. It's a legal binding contract. And why? Why is that a legal binding contract? If you don't believe in God, that makes no fucking sense to me.
But still, you're affirming. You don't have to swear to God, but you're going to affirm to the court that you're not going to get away with it.
I don't think the Constitution says anything about God.
No, it does. Yeah, it does.
It does. Yeah, I mean, it's on our money. It's on everything.
You're right to practice any religion.
It's on money. Yes, it's on money, but I don't think it mentions God in that.
It does. Because in the freedom of religion part.
These are God-given rights. Is that what it is?
Yes, that. And in the freedom of religion, it says you could talk about, you could believe.
But it doesn't say God. It doesn't say God. These rights have been given to us by our Maker. Right. Okay. Now, it doesn't say God. In the Declaration of Independence, it does not say God.
No, it doesn't, because
check that. But
even back then, they didn't want to leave people hurt.
What was the Declaration of Independence?
What was it? It was us declaring our independence from England. It was
actually it was a declaration of war.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
it was a declaration of war.
Well,
and he infringed, and it gave a big list of what the king was doing to the people, and the people said, "Fuck you! Now you're not going to represent us. You're not going to help us if we need your help. Fuck you! We got no rights. We got nothing we can say in it. So we're going to war, motherfucker."
Here's one to blow your mind. What if the British never lost the war and just pretended they did, and they still run America?
They don't.
Well, the banks do. The English banks do.
The Jewish banks do. Not the English banks. The Jewish banks do.
Yeah.
Well, maybe they're in England because it's all England. It's England that's in charge of the fucking banks. And
the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers still have so much money that they don't have to tell you that they have. They lie.
Money. Yeah, they don't tell you how much money they got.
You can Siri that. You know who runs the world's banks. It'll take you right to England.
Oh, sure. That because England was the first epicenter of finance, the epicenter of everything. Right here in America, everything we do is based upon something that already happened in England. Our banking system,
our finances are almost
system,
identical.
Everything. Yeah.
Our banking system, our money system is almost identical to the British. It is. We followed their lead on several things, and that's why I don't understand the current president, the Brandon administration. That's why I don't understand why they negated all of Trump's stuff, because some of it was indeed good stuff. Okay. And to say it was all insane. I mean, the problem I have with the Biden administration changing these laws or these I mean, getting rid of some of these executive orders, is the fact that he told me, don't take the vaccine. I wouldn't trust him.
Right. Well, because
And now it's a mandate.
Get rid of these orders. It is because of things that Trump put these things in place to give them a hard time to stop taking total control and power like they want to.
Correct.
Now
Well, he only did
you
it. He did it by getting all those judges elected.
Yes.
By getting
he
all those
saved. He saved us. He saved us, dude. By saving those judges.
Those judges are going to start to be heard real soon.
Oh, one just got heard.
Yeah.
One just blocked Biden's mandate to make the vaccine a fucking mandate for everybody.
Yeah.
A federal judge just blocked that and said that's unconstitutional. So
you can't do that, you know? You can't take away someone's livelihood.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do that. It's wrong. It's morally and legally wrong to take someone's job away and refuse to get a fucking vaccine.
You know what? That's all right. With my skill set as a carpenter, I'll fucking find a job anywhere off the books, and I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
So
I
freeze my
care
bank account.
I got look where I am. I already took my I got my vaccine. I don't care. I really don't care.
Oh yeah, that's fine. I don't care if you got it. I don't care if you didn't get it. I don't care who gets it and who doesn't get it. But nobody should be forced to get it. That's fucking Auschwitz crap.
Well, when you give $500,000 to a Mexican that came over the border and got separated because Trump.
He said he never said that. He said he never said that.
Yeah, he said he never said that. And also, he's lying because Title 42 was in fucking effect until before Trump even took office.
Right.
The Obama administration started Article 42.
Right. But Guido, he said that he was going to go ahead and do that on the next day. The next day he had lied about it and said he never said that, and I'm not going to do that. But then the next day he says, yeah, he's got to do that.
Yeah, well, I think the Senate will step in on stuff like that. You know, there is vetoes that they can do, and there is things.
They can stop things.
This is what doesn't happen anymore. Is the fucking, excuse my language, our Congress and our Senate is a bunch of paid off pussies.
Yeah.
That's it.
Paid off pussies, they have the majority. They have the power. They're not going to relinquish that power.
They have the power in the Congress, but right now the Republicans hold the power in the Senate.
Yeah.
So I mean, the Senate holds veto power too. You know, I mean, it needs to happen. People need to step up, and like Rick Santorum said from Florida, if you don't do something,
the House is Democrats. The House is Democrats.
Yes, the House is Democrats.
For now.
What? The Congress, the House, but the Senate, the Senate is Republican right now. But you come watch 2022. I mean, 2022, it's gonna flip all red. It's gonna be so ridiculous because of all this nonsense. Especially, I think him announcing that he was going to give away the 450,000 lost the Virginia election.
Absolutely.
Lost those other local elections. For the first time in many, 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 many years, New Yorkers voted like 6 Republicans into the New York Senate.
Right.
That were former Democrats in those seats. So it's changing on local government, and now it's going up the chain.
You think we'll start living by the Constitution again pretty soon?
I don't know. We need to become a republic again.
I think cameras are going to have a lot to do with it, and I think these people they're going to be held liable for the wrongdoings they do on these constitutional things that we get fucked with on.
Well, the Durham report.
It's going to change.
Is finally starting to prosecute some folks. He's not going to. I'm not going to get my hopes up that he's going to go after Hillary directly. Yeah. I'm not going to get my hopes up. I don't think we're going to.
He doesn't have enough power at this point to do that. He's got to start getting the little people first, and once he gets the little people and they start talking, that's where he gets the power to go up the chain.
Yeah.
And that's what he's doing now. He's getting the little people, and hopefully to get the big dog. networks or the
This guy
the
told
media.
on this guy tells on that guy, then it goes on down the line because you know what? I don't want to do 20 to 25 for
Yeah,
lying to the
exactly.
FBI.
And that's what's
I'm
going
gonna
on.
give you, I'm gonna get you the max if you don't comply. All
Yeah,
right,
give
well, I'll
you
tell you.
10 if you don't.
Right.
Yeah,
Right. No, absolutely. There's deals being cut. There's deals being cut every single day. See, the things people don't know that go on because people only rely on the mainstream media for their news, and the news don't tell you bull fucking shit.
no, they
Nothing.
don't.
No.
Nothing. So do your own research. You know, I sometimes read British newspapers or I'll read newspapers from other countries to see what they're reporting because sometimes they tell more of the truth than we do. You
Yeah,
know, it's sad to say that, but you know, you can't rely on American media anymore. You really can't. I mean, I've found so many lies in the last 5 years that it blows my mind. And no retractions ever. That's the part that blows my mind. Some of the newspapers will retract things, not fucking CNN or Fox or any of them. They'll just act like they didn't say it and it didn't happen.
right,
And
right.
when did we
Uh,
become that?
and another thing on the election, all these cities like Minneapolis, they decided, no, we don't want to get rid of the cops.
Yep.
Portland,
Oh yeah.
Oregon, Seattle,
Hmm.
Minneapolis, all these cities said, no, no, I don't think we need to do all that.
Hmm.
We're not going to get rid of the cops because you fucking criminals have got to go. They're
Yeah.
done with all the bullshit.
Sure.
They cost them a fucking fortune.
Oh
How
my
many
God, they're still
businesses
building,
did they? How many mom and pop stores did they put out of business with their horseshit?
and
I mean,
nobody
come
cares.
on. And nobody gives a flying
Hmm.
fuck. Nobody cares. It's fucking ridiculous, man. And they got away with it. And the people came back and said, well, one day I'm going to be able to vote on
Yeah.
whether or not to get rid of this police department. And I'm going to vote for the police department.
Oh yeah.
Police
And I,
department's important, man. Who's going to solve your murder if you don't fucking have a good police
you,
department?
you're right. And I don't, and I'm not even saying that there shouldn't be some reforms because there should be. The police department should be, more training, better ways to, handle situations, whatever.
Right.
But there shouldn't be eliminated. They shouldn't, because, you know, your mom needs help. Oh my God, call
Uh,
911. I mean, whatever. They don't just solve crimes. They do accidents and they do, other
they
things
do.
too.
They see
You know,
things that you and I never see. They see
sure.
suicides. They see overdoses. They see bank robberies. They see drug deals gone wrong. They see all that stuff, dude.
Yeah.
And you know what? Who's going to see it besides them? Who would want to? I wouldn't
Not
want to
me.
walk in a room. They say, "Well, they're laying in here," and then you walk through the front fucking door, and there's fucking body over here. There's a
Mhm.
body over there. There's a body over in the corner, and they're all fucking blood all over the fucking floor because they all bled out. And they say, "Well, it looks like a drug deal gone wrong. There's marijuana on the table, and there's some meth over there. So I'm thinking it was a drug deal gone wrong." And somebody got killed and blah blah blah, and then one thing leads to another, and they solve the fucking crime. But would either of you want to walk into that room?
No, I wouldn't. No, no,
No,
no.
that's
And
not fun for me.
here's another thing that people don't realize because a lot of people are not really.
I think it'd be
There's a lot
exciting.
of sick
I
people
think
out
it'd be
there.
very exciting.
Yeah, but listen to this. Yep, you always think that because you're a libertarian. Now stop. Stop.
He is. He is. He's a
Yeah.
libertarian.
No, it'll be the old fucking West again. You got to call Pat Garrett for some fucking help, and you got to, oh my God, someone's robbing my store.
I mean,
Take it,
I
take
I
it.
mean, hey, there's some money over there, and this kind of evidence this is kind of funny over here, being right, and then so the shooter's on the loose, and I think it'd be pretty fucking interesting.
Watch a movie.
I'm talking more about I'm not, as far as solving the case. That's hard work, and I know
It
them
is
guys
hard.
go through a lot to do that.
Sure.
To walk in on that macabre kind of massacre is not something I want to see. I'm not
Like
into
you,
that.
Not
That's
only
not.
that, people confuse CSI and all those shows with real police work. They can't fucking get DNA evidence in 12 minutes. They can't fucking. Matter of
No, it
fact,
the
takes time.
coroner,
yeah,
the coroner, then the coroner's job is the fuck job, the cleanup and taking the bodies out and go and embalm them and put them in refrigerators and stuff. And
finding out cause of death and all that.
That guy, that guy's got a
that guy
tough
likes
job.
that job. That guy,
he was born to do that job. When he was in his mother's womb, he had dreams of dead bodies.
Right.
That guy there, that's what he wanted to do all his life. Is that?
Wow.
That's damn sure. I'm sure of it.
See,
I'm sure he was proud the day he graduated embalming school.
Oh yeah,
Embalming
school. Yeah,
they were drinking the embalming fluid, getting all fuckered up. It's to you, man. All right, way to go, man.
There's only like one.
That'd be morbid as hell,
one,
dude.
maybe
That'd be
two colleges in the whole United States that offers mortuary classes.
I mean, that would be. I mean, to me, that would be very. And you got to burn them and stuff, and do cremations, and you got to. You know, hey, that's pretty morbid shit right there, man.
Well, it's not really morbid. It's more or less you're doing, especially if you're a coroner. Okay, if you're working at the funeral home, that's different. But if you're the coroner, you're almost like an investigator yourself.
Yeah, you find the cause of death.
Yeah, you're not just fucking.
It's up to you.
You know,
it's up to you. Was it suicide? Was it?
Yeah.
You know,
watch. All you gotta do is watch Quincy. Okay. Watch Quincy.
Watch Quincy. He'll get it all for you. You know, and that evidence where she gets shot in the head. Well, there's powder burn marks on her head, and they all say, "Oh, it's a suicide." And then they do a test on her hand, and there's no gunpowder on her hand. Say, "No, she was murdered."
The GSR test.
Yeah. She was murdered.
Yeah, but you know, hey, and then that's a whole other investigation. Whatever. That's a whole nother story with detectives, and you're taking pictures of evidence, and you're taking evidence,
right?
You know,
well, you're pretty much an investigator too.
You want to match?
You want to match the bullets coming out of the body, so the coroner's got to get the bullets for you, and if he was killed by a flamethrower,
you got to match the what do they call it? The rifling on the bullet. Yeah.
Remember the movie Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and then the guy with the flamethrower, fucking he gets her and fucking. Now that body would be, you know, a little bit. It would smell right, dude. You know what I'm saying, too? I think the coroner would have the worst job of them all, man.
Especially on a burn victim like that.
Or a bloated one out of the river or something, out of the ocean, shark attack or something.
Oh, there's beheadings. There's fucking car accidents where the guy loses his head and shit.
Yeah. How many times?
And he shit his pants.
This is a very off the topic.
Shit, and he puked and.
Shut up, man.
Yeah. Very, very off the wall topic here, but change. But how many of those guys in the not the coroner's office, but the morgue has ever touched people in an inappropriate way?
Narcolism? What's it called?
Necrophilia.
Necrophilia, that's it. Necrophilia.
Well,
I don't know.
I don't think there's any reason to go into that area unless you're investigating.
Unless you want to.
He got his unless his dick got cut off or something.
There was a guy just convicted of that. It was just in the topics tonight. Guy got
that happens. That happens. I've heard of this happening and stuff. And you know, Britney Spears or Lindsay Lohan had to do time at the morgue for community service.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, about a year, man. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, about a year, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like Lindsay Lohan too. I liked her a lot.
You were like her grandfather.
I don't care.
Yeah.
She could take care of me fine. I wouldn't even need a Viagra.
Dude, if you took your pants off, she would fucking run so fast.
She is right towards it. And no,
I don't think so. Not Lindsay Lohan.
she's older now.
No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
She's
Lindsay
mature.
Lohan's not gonna go for a fucking old fuck like you. She's the least of which got daddy issues. She doesn't have
Plus,
daddy
she's
issues.
got
I've
money.
always had leprosy.
And she's got more money than fucking any, you know, she's got
It's not like
enough
she's
money.
gonna
She doesn't
trying
need
to
you.
marry Hugh Hefner or somebody.
No,
If she
she's
wants
hot, though.
If she wants a meat stick, she'll go pay for one, and it'll be
Yeah.
something to fulfill her needs.
Sure,
That's all there is to
sure.
that. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, but I didn't say that she would get me. I was just saying I'd like.
Yeah.
You'd like.
You'd like. Yeah, well, we would all like, you know. And, all right, out of all the 80s and 90s stars, who would you really want to do? Who is it?
80s and 90s.
Yeah, 80s and 90s.
Now or then?
Both. Some of them are pretty hot as MILFs.
Yeah, some of them are. All right, now I would like to do Brook Shields.
Brook Shields?
Yeah, from back then. But back then, I would probably, because I always had a crush on her, was Heather Locklear.
Heather Locklear, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, she was hot.
Yeah,
She was very hot.
Yeah.
I like Farrah Fawcett was one of my favorites, but she's gone now. So
She
Farrah
was
Fawcett.
70s. She was 70s.
Yeah. Well, yeah, maybe she was. Maybe it was. Okay. I'm thinking J-Lo is one.
Yeah.
And Salma Hayek.
Uh,
Salma Hayek, she's still hot. She's still hot. Very hot.
all right, here I'll answer for him. Back then, it was some 11-year-old. Now it's some 17-year-old.
There you go. There you go. There you go. There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Hey, you got to be honest with them, you know. It is, you know. Otherwise, you get a nose like yay, you know.
Yeah.
You know what'd be great if every time you lied, your dick got a little bigger.
Well, I'd be lying all the time.
Yeah, but no, you didn't want to do it on purpose. Like you're at work and be like, "No, I wasn't late." Hey,
You should have seen the car accident on the highway.
Yeah. What's that in your pocket? Are you happy to see me, or you know?
Well, you know, some people have that problem. They lie and their ears get red, or their nose gets red, or you know, their lip goes up. Or the good one is their eyes close. If they talk to you with their eyes closed, they're lying like a motherfucker.
They won't look if they don't look you in the eye, they're lying to you.
I don't know if I have a tell. That's good.
You know.
We all do. We all have a tell. We all have a.
I'm sure I do, but like I don't know if it's like you're saying with the ears getting red or the eyes closed, because I guess sometimes I do look down, you know, like not looking straight at people. So I guess I do that sometimes, but it all depends because, you know, an actor lies every fucking 5 seconds of his career.
Yeah, but he's trained himself. He's trained himself to character,
right.
and he ain't gonna break character because that's his job.
There are some guys that are really good at it.
Sure.
There are some guys. Politicians are one. Mm-hmm. Car salesman's another one. They lie really good. I mean,
you know, some people
gotta have that
people
natural
start
ability.
shaking.
Right.
You know, they'll start shaking, or they'll start talking with their hands or something, or you know, they'll you know, kind of give it a smile or something, you know, something there. They close their eyes. That's a good one. But
well, then I must lie all the time because I'm Italian and I can't help but to.
Yeah, I don't think necessarily
move my
hands. With their hands. I think it's the eyes, and I think
eyes are.
I think it's the breathing too. You know, if it's just a casual lie, it's more like a laugh in the middle of the sentence.
Right.
Yeah,
So if
right.
the guy laughs in the middle of a sentence, hey, he's lying through his fucking teeth.
Right. You know,
Yeah, yeah,
another
another one.
Yeah,
That's
he ain't
another one.
another
lying through
good
his
tell
fucking teeth.
is when you accuse somebody and they did do it, and you don't want them to know. You're like, "Oh, what are you fucking stupid?" Or come on, like you almost get angry with them.
Yeah, that's
You
what it
know,
was with my kids.
yeah,
That's what, and I'd ask them, "Are you stupid?"
right,
No, don't call me stupid. I said, I didn't call you stupid. I asked you if you were
right,
stupid because you're acting stupid.
yeah.
You knew
I used to,
better.
yeah, definitely. I used to have this bad thing with my stepfather or my father-in-law. I used to ask him all the time. That's so retired. I used to say he used to get mad all the time, and I never met him. Okay, I just meant
Yeah.
the thing that he was doing was kind
Don't
of
use
that.
that word. Don't use
Right.
that word.
Oh my God, he was so
I had an
offended.
uncle like that. I had an
Right.
uncle. He was such a douchebag. My uncle Don. Sometimes I don't know. He was a redneck from hell, boy. That
I
guy
used to
there.
love those guys, man.
He was a redneck from
Nice.
hell.
Be
Yeah.
nice.
I have my aunt married this
I'm
redneck
always
guy.
nice.
My
I'm
aunt
being
married this
kind.
redneck dude,
I'm being
and
kind because he was
and
a
his mom
jackass.
his
Hey,
mom was a fucking sheriff in the swamps of Florida, and she used to have to go wrestle alligators. Like people would call her and say alligators on a property and shit. She'd have to go down wrestle these alligators, put them back in the fucking swamp. I'm like, damn, your mother's tougher than you, motherfucker. But he's got like these snaggle teeth and shit. So I used to call him ST Mofo. And he's like, what's that mean? I said, snaggle tooth motherfucker. So I used to call him Saint Mofo.
Okay, I got a song for you, brother, and you want to hear it and tell me who did it?
I would love to.
Really?
I would love to.
I think Free Ride could get on this one. When you got it, say you got it, but don't say it.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
All right, it's Keep Me Hanging On.
Got it.
Got it.
Which one? Vanilla Fudge or the Supremes?
You got it.
Yeah, vanilla fudge.
All right, all right. My next one is Happy Together.
Got it.
Good. Got it.
The Turtles.
Turtles. Yep.
Shit, okay, you guys got them. All right. Hey, you guys think that Rod Stewart would have been good in Van Halen?
Rod Stewart, no. Rod Stewart was too sexy by then, I think. He was done being rock guy and he was more being,
Pop guy.
pop guy. Yeah. I hate to say it, but when he left Ron Wood, I think he changed completely.
Well, that's the direction he actually wanted to go in.
It was.
Dude, I thought he was fabulous. I mean, his
In his
whole
early
career,
years. In his
whole
early years, he
career,
was Free
even
was
in his
awesome.
later when he played with the orchestras and shit, man, he
Yeah.
had such a good vocal. And
Yeah, but listen to Beck Ola.
Who?
Beck Ola when he was on Jeff Beck's album. That's Rod Stewart masterpiece. Okay.
Oh yeah.
And then when he went to the Faces, it was like, yeah. They did a cover of Maybe I'm Amazed by Paul McCartney.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Loved it,
I thought he was so ridiculously fabulous. I would go see him. That'd be a good Las Vegas with the orchestra.
I saw him in like 96 or 97 when he was doing the before he got to the big band stuff, but he was doing like he did an album of all cover songs like Against the Wind and
beautiful.
And I saw him on that one and it was in the round and he was really good. Really good.
Very good.
Rod Stewart's a master, man. He's truly a master. And no matter what he did, he was good at what he did. I mean, when he was in when he was doing the Freedom Rock or what I call the British Invasion type rock or whatever it is.
Hot legs wearing me out. Sexy. And I think he would have sounded great on Van Halen's couple of Van Halen songs. I think he would have did fucking great on a couple besides.
Do you know who actually there was kind of when David Lee Roth left, one of the things they thought about doing was getting 10 different singers with 10 different, so it was more like the band and just guest stars. And then Warner Brothers
That
Records
would have
told
been
them.
good for them. That would have been
Yeah.
excellent.
I thought some people thought so, but they told them no, absolutely no. Get one singer, and that's when they found Sammy Hagar. But I don't know Rod Stewart. He was too famous in his own right at that time. He would not. It
Yeah,
was
he
almost
would
like a
not have.
demotion to go to Van Halen for him at
Well,
that
I
moment.
understand that,
in time, you know.
but even a guest song would have been awesome with
It would have
them.
been.
It would have been.
What song? Give me a song. What song would he have done well on?
Well, the one that was on OU812 with Sammy Hagar, a couple of his songs instead of him had been Rod. I think
Yeah.
he'd have done fantastic on a couple.
Sure.
Made him more, but I think.
But
I
there's
don't know.
one thing that Sammy Hagar had that Rod didn't have.
Right.
That Sammy Hagar wrote every word sung in that song, and Rod Stewart doesn't really write too much.
Right.
He really
Right.
sings other people's music.
It would have been probably written by Van Halen and the gang, but yeah, for him. So yeah, which would have been, I think it would have been awesome to see him with them for a minute.
I don't know, because I really think, I was a huge David Lee Roth Van Halen fan, and I was so pissed when he left and they said they got Sammy Hagar. I'm like, Sammy Hagar? All right. So I bought the first album. I'm like, I just got to check it out.
Yeah.
I thought it was some of the greatest vocals ever created on a record. Those songs, his voice is Eddie Van Halen almost was the second fiddle in the first Sammy Hagar Van Halen.
Van Hagar. Yeah.
Yeah, because
Van Hagar.
Sammy's voice was so fucking amazing. He was 39 years old when he did that album. And it's his best vocal work ever. And it blew my fucking mind away. It really did. It made me,
I thought I was discouraged by it, but
it was different. It was different. It wasn't Van Halen anymore, and they should have changed their name to Van Hagar. That was the record company's idea, and Eddie Van Halen was against it completely. But it sounded more like Van Hagar than Van Halen to me. It really did. It sounded like Sammy's band, and it's the Sammy Hagar Van Halen years to me was Sammy's band, and a really good backup band. I'm sorry, because his vocals were the best on most of those albums. He sold those songs, like you read the lyrics and it's like, those lyrics look ridiculous to sing, but he made them work. And I don't know, maybe I'm fanboying it right now, but then again, David Lee Roth's first solo album blew my mind away too. I was so happy now. I went from being really pissed off that Van Halen broke up to being super happy because now I had Van Hagar and I had David Lee Roth with Steve Vai, and it was like the best of both worlds. Pardon the pun. It was great.
The best of both worlds.
Yeah, I mean that tour. Sammy Hagar fit Van Halen great, and at that change in their career, because believe it or not, I'll say he directed the band, but Eddie Van Halen wrote 90% of the music. So those were the songs he wrote. Those slow songs, those were Eddie Van Halen songs. That's the main reason why David Lee Roth left. He didn't want to do ballads.
I think Rod would have done great on some of them slow songs.
Sure. And he might have, but
no.
We'll never know now.
He not only that, dude, he's like a lot older than them. It would have been like, weird. Like going
almost weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
It might have been weird.
I'm talking when they first lost David Lee Roth.
That was 1986 was when the first Sammy Hagar album came out. So Rod Stewart was already out for 20 years.
Yeah.
and 60s.
Oh, more than that.
Yeah.
He came out in the
And-
60s, mid
And Van
60s.
Halen only came out in 77 or 78. So they weren't even 10 years in the game yet.
Yeah.
Um, no, I don't think like you said, if he came and did a guest song, yeah, it would have rocked. It would have rocked.
Yeah.
It,
Yeah.
but I don't think he
Yeah.
could have pulled off being the front man because most of Van Halen's fans would have been like, dude, my mom
Who else
listens
could have got? Who else you think they could have got instead of Sammy though? Besides
Okay.
Rod and who else? Who else would fit the bill?
well,
and like they were going to get 10 different singers at 10 different times and change sing. Who would they be? You know?
well, I know one of them was Patty Smythe from Scandal. He wanted her to sing, and I don't remember because I've get stoned so much I lost a lot of my knowledge. But I don't remember if at one point she was maybe talked about to be the lead singer. And again, Warner Brothers probably said, "Are you nuts?" You know.
Yeah, we're not
You
gonna put
know,
Patty
and-
Smythe in front of your band. I think Rod
The
Stewart
Guns N'
was
Roses. Guns N' Roses guy. What was his name?
Axl Rose would have been a good choice. And didn't he tour with them for a little bit after the?
Yeah, but Axl Rose didn't come out to 1987, so Van Halen in '85 picked Sammy Hagar.
Right.
So it would have to have been somebody in the '85 bracket. Like right at that time, Steve Perry left Journey for a bit. Maybe Steve Perry could pull it up. You know.
Well, the Rush singer would have been good on that.
Yeah, but he wasn't going to leave Rush. At that time, Rush was one of the most popular bands in America. He's not going to give that up to go to Van Halen.
And he looks like the fucking sea hag from Popeye the Sailor Man.
Yeah, he's not. No.
Yeah.
Well, then how about
a good front man like Sammy Hagar? Who are you going to pick that's going to replace Sammy Hagar? There isn't anyone.
Fit.
They ain't no Shangri-La. What's his name? This ain't no Shangri-La. Do you know Shangri-La? And Boys of Summer and
Don Henley?
Yeah, Don Henley.
Why are you picking people that are old? Again, Van Halen fans would be like, my mom listens to this guy.
Yeah.
Oh.
But you know what? I can't say that. I have to take that back. Because now that I'm thinking about it,
Sammy's older than
Sammy Hagar's first album came out in 1973. Montrose, the first album with probably one of the greatest rock songs ever called Rock Candy.
Rock Candy.
Right.
True. Get on your bad motor scooter and ride. Space Station Number 5.
Right. I Can't Drive 55.
No, that was like 10
that was his private career. Okay, can you name the one song that he won't ever do in concert?
But he was older when he joined the gang.
Yeah,
he was but not much. But he wasn't much. Okay, he was 39, and the rest of the guys were like 35, 34. So yeah, he was a little old. But Rod Stewart would have been like 10 years older. You know.
Well, that's not bad yet. Neither would Van Halen or Hanley. He wasn't that much older than them. I mean,
but I don't think so. But I don't know what the one song is. I'm trying to think, and I actually don't know that.
I mean, Rod Stewart ain't old enough to be his daddy, or maybe.
Yeah.
The one song that Sammy Hagar will not do live is Plain Jane.
Really? It's one of my favorite songs.
One of my favorite songs ever. He will not play that live.
Huh.
He said, if I can't make it sound good, I won't play it.
Wow.
It's one of his favorite songs. It's more personal.
Yeah.
And he was doing an interview he was at Daryl's house. Yeah. And he was talking to him about Plain Jane. And they did Plain Jane at Daryl's house. Yeah. It was pretty cool. They did it with Daryl Hall.
Tommy
Is that
Lee.
it? Yeah. Tommy Lee. Yeah.
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 Well,
it was a good show.
And then they did Rock Candy too, I think. But I didn't know that. And Plain Jane is actually, honestly, the first Sammy Hagar solo song that picked up some steam. And so
Yeah.
did Red. Red was the other one,
Yeah.
But his first two, maybe three solo albums, they tried to make him more of a pop star, and it was horrible, man.
It was.
I
It
mean,
was.
it was horrible.
The production on his shit was shit.
Oh, horrible. But then
Yeah,
when he came out with Stand in Hampton,
that's it. It blew the roof off
I was
because the
such a
production
fan.
was much better. He
Much
probably had. I know he had a better producer than he did in the
Oh, he
first
did.
three.
He had Ted Templeman.
Yeah. So production is everything, dude. You could be the greatest singer songwriter in the world, but if you
I've,
don't have a good producer in that studio, you are fucked.
I've said that. I don't know if I've said that a billion times when I talk normally to people in music and whatever. Oh, great songwriter, great musicians. Yeah, but your producer got that all together.
Yeah.
He made it sound good because sometimes, the guy that wrote the song gets tunnel vision. Okay.
Yeah.
And they can't think outside of that box. So now
Well,
you
they
bring
need
this
somebody in the
producer.
booth that can.
Yeah.
They need
Right.
somebody in the booth because, well, why don't we try it this way and see what this sounds like? And then
Yeah.
they switch around and say, well, yeah, I like that. I like that. Well, okay, let's get back in
Yeah.
there and do
Well,
that
just
again.
like I watched a movie about Def Leppard's life, and Robert John Mutt-Lange was in the studio with them, played by Anthony Michael Hall in the movie. And he said, listen, guys, you guys are the treasure. I'm just the map to get you there. And I said, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
You're right. You guys are the treasure, but I'm going to make it, you get there and make you sound like that treasure, and that to me, when I was younger, I would always look at who produced the record. And then a lot of
Right.
times I would go when new music came out, I would look at who produced the record. Oh, I know that name. I'm going to get this record to check it out because the producer that I
Yeah.
liked on the last one produced it. And it makes a difference. You are so right. I mean,
Yeah.
that's why demos suck all the time. Because the
Yeah.
guy that
Demos
produced
always.
that demo doesn't know what
He didn't care. He didn't
or
care.
didn't care. Right,
Yeah, he
right.
didn't care. He said, okay, let's get it on track. All right, we got that
Yeah.
track, got that track, got that track, got that track. Okay, we're
All right.
done. Put it together, put it in a demo, we're done. But then when they go back into the studio, the guy that really matters is the producer of that album. It's not
But
the record company and it's not the
no, it's
band.
not.
It's that
But
fucking
there's
producer.
another two people too, God, man, that add to that producer thing, and that is the engineer and the
Engineer.
mastering guy.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
the engineer does a lot of the little fucking splicing and getting the music in there, and then that mastering guy puts all the levels together and makes it all. So if you got a good producer, mastering guy, and engineer, I don't care who you are, your album's gonna sound amazing.
Yeah.
Even
You
if
got to pick the right people.
you do, you got it. And
You got to
sometimes
pick
you
the
don't have
right
that
people.
choice because you're new, or you're not making the record company money. So we're going to give you, Sweet Cheeks as your producer,
Right.
and you got to do it. You got to
Yeah.
take it. And
All
and
right.
Sweet Cheeks might not care. He's just there for the paycheck,
Right.
and that sucks. And you know what? And here's an example of that. The worst sounding Kiss album ever is their third album, and oh my God, Hotter Than Hell.
Yeah.
And it's because the producer didn't give a shit. He was just there for the paycheck, and he admitted that later on. It's so horrible produced. And the problem is every song on that album, when played in concert, sounds amazing. But
Yeah,
when you
live.
listen to the record,
Yeah.
crap. It's crap. And producers make the big difference. They really do.
Yeah.
They really, really do. And it's amazing when they get it right by themselves. Like Prince. Prince always did his own
He
producing.
produced all. Yeah, he did his own producing because he knew what style he was. He knew what he had to do to make it sound right.
But not
And a lot of
everybody could do that.
no, definitely not. And especially, you get a producer sometimes, and he's outside of your realm. He never heard of you, or he's he comes in and he doesn't know your history. A good producer will study the history of the band he's producing, because if he
Sure.
doesn't, then he doesn't know where he's heading.
Yeah. Well,
And
not
it's
only
like a
that,
roadmap. You're right.
yeah, you're right. And they'll just also, listen to him and be like, these guys are crap. I can't do nothing with them, and walk away from it. Okay. Instead of investing your time just for the money.
Right.
You're putting stuff out there that's going to be out there forever. And your name is attached to that forever.
Correct.
Okay. So if you put out 10 albums that are super amazing, people are going to remember you. Okay, like people know the name Robert Mutt Lang. Okay, they know that name. They know the names of like Bob Ezrin and Ed Temple and all these guys, Bill Smizemack or Sizemack, whatever, that did the Eagles. These are guys that are famous,
Sizemore, yeah.
yeah, for doing great work on recordings, you know, and they had success for long term, most of them, for into their 60s and 70s, most of them. Phil Ramone, who produced Billy Joe records back in the 70s, right into his 70s, he was producing records. That's amazing, you know, and he switched his gears up a little bit. He wasn't doing popular music anymore. He was doing like, you know, he would probably produce Rod Stewart's classical album or whatever, you know, his big band album and stuff like that. But he was still getting paid to be a producer, a top tier producer too. So that's pretty good.
I was just spacing out here, man, and I was just thinking, man, you know, this fucking place is pretty fucked up in the head, ain't it?
What's that?
Yeah.
The whole goddamn world. Why would they make cars that go 100 and 200 mile an hour and 150? You know, I'm just thinking about that wreck over there in Vegas, and you know, the football player
Ruggs
going 160 mile an hour and slams into a, you know, kills an innocent lady and her dog. And why would you own a car that goes that fast? You're not allowed to go that fast. Who the fuck would want to buy a car that goes that fast? You're just looking for trouble.
I don't
you're
disagree
talking about you're talking about that football player.
Yeah.
That was a rental car.
Oh,
I don't care what it is. Why would you buy a car like that or have a car like that or even rent one like
no,
that?
I don't disagree with you. I agree with you on that. I do. I agree with you 100% on that.
I know. Why do they make cars like that? They're just like kind of like stupid. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
I think that should be illegal. That they ought to go after that.
Right.
Car manufacturers. Jesus H. Christ. I mean, why in the fuck would you want to go 150, 60 mile an hour, man? You're just asking for trouble, Bubble.
I'm guessing the album Venus and Mars from Paul McCartney was actually produced by Paul McCartney, and I was curious. An artist who actually produces his own album. Oh, did Guido go for the toilet?
I guess I already did. I cheated. Yeah, I cheated.
We couldn't get through the first hour. We barely made it through the first hour. And y'all are taking a piss.
Yeah, but you know, hey, you know what I want to do, man?
What?
I want to do magnet fishing. Wouldn't that be cool?
Magnet fishing?
Uh-huh.
What the hell is that? What is magnet fishing?
Really? You don't know?
Uh,
You get a big magnet and you tie it to a rope and you throw it out off the bridge, you know, and you find guns and all kind of shit. You know, you pull it up, and then you got whatever stuck to it, you know, and
right.
Drag the magnet, you know, you pick up all kind of cool shit.
Magnet
I think that'd be adventurous. That'd be pretty cool. Good for the heart.
Yeah, that might be all right. Unless you found a bomb or something. I don't know.
Find a bicycle and, you know, shit gets thrown over the side, you know. Get scooters, bicycles, all kind of old shit, you know.
Yeah, well, it's one of that might be fun. That might be fun.
Boxes, you know, and stuff, you know, like, and safe, you know, you pull up a safe somebody threw over the bridge and shit years ago. Yeah, that'd be fun, I think. I kind of want to try that someday. Maybe in Missouri would be great because you got all them bridges, you know. People
Yeah.
throw fucking shit off those bridges all the time, man. You get a big, you know, a good sized magnet that'll fucking crank to that shit. You know, you can pull up all kind of shit.
He's talking about magnet fishing, looking
Wow.
for artifacts and guns and all kinds of
Mhm.
crazy shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Salvage
you're not.
it.
Yeah, you're not the only one that thought of that shit, dude. I'll be honest
Oh,
with
I
you.
know. I
You know,
know.
there's people out there probably beat you to it, and there's probably
Oh
nothing
no, there's
left.
this
They got
guy
it
that
all.
comes in the restaurant all the time. Well, not in the winter, but in the summertime. He'll go down the lake here and he'll come back with old shit he found, horse heads and horseshoes, I mean, and you know, all kind of different shit. And he's all cool about, happy about it. And he's like a really old man. He's like 70 something. I'm like, you fucking
Right.
scuba diving shit still? He's like, yeah. I'm like, God bless you, brother. You know.
Yeah, he's still scuba diving, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we call him Diver Dan.
Diver Dan.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's an
well, this
affectionate.
way you
Hey,
don't get
Lieutenant
wet. You
Dan.
know, you throw the rope in with the magnet on the end, and you pick up, you know, bicycles and a good, powerful magnet, something that'll pick
What
up.
if you
some
pick up a
power.
gun?
Yeah. So, and keys, and God knows what else. A safe.
What if you pick up a gun?
A money box? You know.
He just talks. He don't listen.
I know. Can you hear us?
He
Can you hear
doesn't
us now?
talk. He doesn't listen.
What if you found a gun?
What if you found one? Yeah, you'd have to call the police. It's a good hobby, and turn it in unless it's a new one and you can keep it. But then again, you don't know if it's
Chances are
involved.
that was used in a murder.
Yeah, you'd want to turn it in because that'd be pretty scary.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
don't you have to, like, if you find something big, don't you have to split it with whoever owns the area that it's in?
No, not if it's a public bridge with a public river and people threw it over the side.
Yeah. I know if you go fucking like finding gold and you doing your fucking metal detecting, sometimes you have to split it with like the British government if you find it over there or whatever.
Yeah, there's still some rivers and streams here in California that you can go pan for gold and get some flakes and shit.
Yeah.
Is that a tornado going by your window there behind
Yeah,
you?
man. It's pretty
Yeah.
bad. Yeah.
Tornadoes in Buffalo. Yeah.
It's going crazy, man.
That's
I
a
don't know.
blizzard.
Yeah, that's Buffalo. The fucking weather changes, man.
Blizzard.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, we
One
get
minute
it's gonna get up to 75 tomorrow.
It was raining. Now it was raining behind him before. Now it's a blizzard.
Yeah, it could even be different now. You could get like, look at that. It'd be nice snow now, man.
Oh, there you go.
Snow.
With the icicles forming, or we could send out the bug.
Oh, it's a virus
Wow.
machine. It's a
Yeah.
virus machine.
Yeah,
Ah!
we could do that. But we could talk. Talk.
Let's go, Brandon. The Brandon administration. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
DeSantis down in Florida called it the Brandon administration, and he got a rousing round of applause. And he got attacked on social media by the fucking wannabe rulers of the world. It just boggles the mind, man. It just boggles the mind.
I think it was the bravest and greatest thing. And I tell you what, if Trump does not run for president, there's your next president.
I think so too. I've already said that.
Yeah.
He would be the next president of the United States.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take him. I'll take Kennedy. I'll take Jim Jordan.
John Kennedy Jr. You're gonna take?
No, the other Kennedy from where's he
think.
from? Tennessee.
You know what the greatest part about this is Mario. I keep saying Mario. Andrew Cuomo was definitely their pick to be the president.
Oh yeah,
definitely their pick to be the president.
He shot himself in the foot.
Yeah.
Dude.
And now Now he thought about he's running for governor again, but now he's not going to be able to because they're going to file criminal charges against him
Yeah.
for one of the rapes
Sexual
or whatever
assault.
he did. Yeah,
Yeah.
and they're ruining his
Class
career.
C felony. Class
Yeah.
unwanted touching.
Oh,
Class
you
C
think you
felony.
fucked yourself over then, huh? Pretty good.
Oh
yeah.
yeah. Oh
I'm
yeah.
gonna just tear. I'm gonna
That
tear.
was that was the fastest fall from grace
Mhm.
ever in the history of politics.
And you know what?
That guy was number fucking. They were giving him Academy Awards,
It's
and
yeah.
they brought him down.
Instead of killing the dude, they just fucking ruined his career. That's better.
You want
Let
to know
him live and
what?
see it.
You want to know
Oh,
what's going on in the Democratic Party right now? Read the book. They only eat their own. That's the
right.
fucking. That's the title of the new book. They only eat their own, and they're going to start eating their own. They already have. They started eating them with Cuomo. They started eating
Yeah.
them with fucking what's his name, the mayor of New York City, De Blasio.
Yeah.
They did the former mayor of
Yeah.
De Blasio, who ran for president. That was the fastest, shortest fucking run for president in the history of America.
Oh yeah.
And there's been a few fast ones, man.
Oh
Kamala
no,
Harris,
that was the
Camel
former.
Toe. Camel Toe was kicked out. Long before she was chosen as vice president. Why they chose her to be vice president? Oh, that's right. She's African American. Or no, she's Jamaican. She's not African American. She's Jamaican.
She's a woman of color.
She's a woman of color.
There.
Vice president of the United States, and that's cool. Hey, that's
No,
cool.
no, yeah. There's nothing. We're not saying. You're not saying anything bad about
There's
it.
nothing
No,
wrong
no.
with
But
that. I
she,
prefer Condoleezza Rice
Yeah.
over her.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
yeah, but she's not
Condoleezza
qualified.
knows her shit.
She's simply not qualified. She was simply put in that
Chosen for that
position.
reason. She was chosen for that reason. She
Sure,
wasn't chosen.
she was chosen because she doesn't have a mind of her own.
So
She's
isn't
chosen
that
because
considered
she's
racist?
easily paid.
Isn't that racist? Think about
No,
that.
Yes,
it
She
is.
was only
Yeah.
selected because she was African American.
yes,
course.
that's racist.
Jamaican.
But it doesn't matter in this day because the sheep are sheep. They're fucking sheep dipped. They're fucking all for it. The CNN tells them the gospel. It's like better more than they believe the fucking CNN more than they believe the Bible. It's like
They
sickening.
never talked about her qualifications. They only
Sick.
talked about her race.
Oh,
She's
because
not
she doesn't
qualified.
have any qualifications. She's a
That's
lawyer.
racist. That's
Yeah.
racist. That's racist. We're only choosing her because she's a woman of color.
And not only that, it's just as sexist as it is racist.
Oh yeah, just a second. We need a woman vice president. Next step, woman president. Okay, fine. Let's bring in fucking Condoleezza Rice or Nikki Haley.
Yeah.
I'd love to see Nikki Haley make a run for the White House.
You know who I like to see
But
is fucking
Maxine
Fuck
Water.
no.
Maxine,
Go sit in the corner. Go stand in the corner.
Go stay in the corner over there,
Owen.
Maxine. Like, get the fuck out of here, Maxine Water.
You want a strong black woman? you want a strong black woman in there? Put Owens in there.
Yep, Candace Owens.
Yep.
And she's not only is she brilliant, she's hot. I'd love to have a hot.
She is hot. Yeah.
She is hot, very hot. I love her. She's got a great smile. I love
She
her.
is. Oh, she's intelligent too. She's not.
Oh yeah, she's very bright.
And she'll
Very,
agree
very bright.
that she was like a Democrat and a progressive and all that before.
For the longest time, she was brainwashed too, like everybody else.
Yeah.
well,
And
life goes on and it goes on and on.
okay.
Okay.
And then what? And then what?
In the penis
then what?
gallery.
And then you just contradict life, and everybody's happy, and everybody argues about their interpretation on it, and it's a wonderful place to live, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is. It's a great. I love my
thought
country.
on life is it's a bitch, and then you marry one.
There you
Life's
go.
a bitch, and then you marry one.
There you
Just
go.
like fuck the world. I got something. I went to
Fuck the World Day.
Yeah, fuck the World Day. Fuck the World Day. That'll be a great album.
August
FTW.
8th,
I went to
August
see.
8th, isn't it?
I went to see Conquest Metal last night. Conquest.
Yeah.
They got a T-shirt.
Oh,
Cool.
All right, it's for their new album that's out and will be in rotation this week. Is The
Cool.
World Has Gone to Hell? It's their new album, and we're going to be putting them on kgfrocks.com. And very cool, very, very cool. It's a great album.
Hey, I listened to your show this morning, and it was pretty good, dude.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, I played some good stuff this morning.
Didn't we, honey? We listened this morning, huh? Yeah.
Yeah.
I was watching fucking NFL Network, so fuck off.
From
you were watching. Yeah. It's Yoko. Yeah. Hi, Yoko.
Stop. People will think that's her name for real.
Anyway, she's gonna break up the band. Anyway, yeah, I saw some Conquest Metal. What were you gonna say, Guido? What were you saying? What did you just say? You said something.
If I want to blindfold her, I use dental floss.
Oh, okay. You were watching NFL Network. You were watching your Buffalo Bills get beat by the worst team in football.
Slaughtered, huh?
Yeah, they got beat. They got beat.
They got beat.
Yeah.
And
Three
Josh Allen came out at his press conference and basically said,
what happened there? Was it
like
raining
shit.
or something?
Yeah.
Did they have bad weather? They only scored like 8-9 points. What the fuck does that
there was
mean?
no points at all.
It was a defensive game.
Yeah, it was all defense.
Yeah, was the weather bad? What's the problem? What was up?
No,
with
but
that?
listen, they could have won by more because their kicker, he kicked a field goal and it went in, but before he kicked it, they called timeout or something. So he had to re-kick it. He kicked it and he missed it, and there was another flag. So he got to move up 5 feet. And then he kicked it and missed it again. So he fucking missed it twice in a row. But made it the first time. Right. It was pretty funny. But
wow, that's not cool. That ain't cool.
And the Chiefs pulled off a victory. They're now over 500, game over. They're 5-4.
They got lucky on that because that boy was coming alive at the end.
Yeah, well, he blew it, and that was his debut. What is his name? Love, the quarterback for the Green Bay Packers. He got beat pretty good.
Yeah,
no question about it.
Jordan Love,
yeah, they shut him out. They got a touchdown.
Yeah, but let's not forget. He's not Aaron Rodgers yet. Okay, he might be something, but he's not. And if you look at the Packers receivers, are they good, or is Aaron Rodgers?
Not really. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers is just good.
So that's a big difference.
And not only that, his first game, he's playing in Kansas City, full crowd. The whole place is going fucking nuts. Hardest place in the country to play. Yeah, he was scared. Who could blame him? He had that deer in the headlight look.
Wait a minute. Well, the Bills played pretty good there on the night game, I think.
Like I said, in that fourth quarter, he was coming. He was looking
but what happened today?
Yeah,
they lost to the Jaguars, the worst team in football.
They got the Jets next week. Not worried.
Yeah, well, if they lose to the Jets too, I'm going to start to question their ability.
Yeah, if they lose to the Jets, I'm going to start questioning there. Today they did play like shit. There's no doubt about it. But they played like shit from the first snap. And the officiating, I never talk about officiating. There was fucking so many penalties. The Bills, by the end of the first half, had over 119 penalty yards.
Wow.
Okay. And so it's like they were calling every little thing, dude. And it was like the most penalties. The other side had penalties too, but it was like the most penalties I've ever seen in a game. There would be drives that had 4 penalties in a 5-play drive.
Yeah.
It was
nuts. Well, the Atlanta Braves win the World Series last week when we were off, and we didn't do anything last week. So they stuck it to the Major League Baseball after Major League Baseball took away the All-Star game. Mm-hmm. And, fuck Major League Baseball. That could be a holiday too. It's fuck Major League Baseball Day. Because they did it right this year one time. And that was at the Iowa game where they played there at the Field of Dreams. They did that right. They did it good. But everything else they did this season was fucked from the very beginning. When they took that fucking All-Star game away from Atlanta, they slapped all of those businesses in the face. And I'll tell you what, if I was one of those businesses, I'd be buying bootleg shit to sell.
Well, they fucked Atlanta, the team itself too, because the stadium would get money for that game. you
Yeah.
know, and or maybe they don't own the stadium, but whoever owns the stadium got fucked.
Yeah.
And that's, you know, could be the city. Sometimes the city owns the stadium, so then they fuck the city, and then they fuck the, like you said, the local businesses that were ready for this. They were excited for this. They
Spent
were
money,
anticipated.
spent
Right,
money
right.
to bring right shit in, so they had everything they needed, and then all
Uh-huh.
of a sudden the shit is gone without
Uh-huh.
even so much as a give a fuck. I'd be suing the fuck out of them motherfuckers.
I would too. I would too. Speaking of suing, did you see John Gruden's thinking about filing suit against
Oh
Roger
yes,
Goodell and the NFL
yes,
for
and the
leaking
NFL. Yeah,
the?
yep.
It doesn't um, give it, you know, what he did doesn't make what he did right. But I
No,
do agree with him. You do have a sense of privacy when you're working for a company, you know, and uh, who knows, you know, who knows what could happen with that lawsuit. But, you know, what he did was wrong, but what they did was wrong too, in my opinion.
yeah. Yeah, I
You
don't
know,
think I don't think it deserved firing.
yeah,
Tell
I
me what
think it.
happened.
Well, what he did was he wrote an email and he dropped the N word and a few other disparaging remarks about African Americans and gays.
yeah,
And this was 10 years ago. And somebody leaked the email and gave it to the press
yeah,
because the Las Vegas Raiders are 10 times the team that you saw on the field today
yeah,
with him in charge.
sure,
That was going to
yeah.
they were going to be a contender this year. And they had it all up. And you know what? I'll say it every day. When you start to get success, don't get cocky
Yeah.
because they're going to come for you.
Well, not only did they fucking lose their coach, but they lost their first round draft choice of last
Yeah,
year, and you know, one of their
yeah,
future star wide
yeah.
receivers. You know, when tragedy hit them, it fucking hit them, man. You know,
Yeah.
tragedy really screwed
Yeah, or
them up.
they got compounded. They
Yeah.
stepped in quicksand. Sure as shit, nothing went right for them, and that's unfortunate. But that's the world we live in today. It's all legally. It's all vengeance is mine, saith the people, instead of the
Now,
Yeah,
Lord.
something happened 10 years ago. I'm not sticking up for him in any way, okay? Because I don't know how he is today, if he's racist, whatever. But in 10 years, somebody could change their whole life.
Yeah,
They could be one person and then be another person 10 years later and regret the life that they led before.
well,
You
I could
know,
be that same way in a week.
right,
yeah. Well,
right,
I was wrong. I was wrong. I
right.
shouldn't have been that way. But so
Yeah.
what? You know what? Don't take, you don't take a man's livelihood from him, whether it's coaching a football team or working at the fucking Burger King. You
I
don't
mean,
take that
one
away
day I
from him.
could think, one day I could think that, and the next day I could not. And you know how many times I've thought I was when I lived the life of a millionaire several times? Every time I buy a lottery ticket, I live the life of a millionaire and I go to sleep and I dream
Right.
about it. And I
Yeah,
wake up
Right,
the next
right.
day and go, oh,
yeah.
but how many times,
But you didn't lose
uh,
$100 million.
how
Yeah,
many times have you dreamed that you was a multimillionaire and shit, man?
He was a multimillionaire and
he
lost
still
it.
is. He still
Well, he
is. He's
still
still
is,
got
but
money. I
he
mean,
would
the
have had
guy's
a
still
hundred
got money,
times more.
but he'll never get to go into the Hall of Fame now. He'll never be a
Well,
Hall of
at
Famer.
least not in his lifetime.
Right.
It,
Yeah,
it
it won't
might
be in
be
his lifetime.
40 years
35
from now.
years, yeah, 40, 50
Yeah,
years from now, but he won't be getting in anytime soon.
right,
And
no.
the well, and Las Vegas is not the only team that's in trouble with this shit. The Washington football team is also in trouble
Well,
with
I
that
don't
because they
think,
were conversing back and forth. So
I
they
don't
both
think that,
sides were just as guilty. It's the whole league
Sure.
that's
yeah, I
just
don't think
fucked up.
that warrants, I don't think that warrants a whole career,
Well,
adjustment.
unfortunately, they cancel people for less than that. So, I
Oh yeah,
mean, it is what it is.
That's
But
chicken
10,
shit. And
10 years
I think
ago, the
he had
culture was
freedom of
different.
speech. And I think he had freedom of speech, and I think they violated the Constitution
Well, the N word is
again.
on the hate
Again.
list.
but it doesn't matter. You know what? In our Constitution, you can drop that N bomb anytime you want.
You
It's
got to
your
pay the
right to say it,
consequences.
and it's also your right to not have to listen, not to listen to it.
There you
Okay,
go.
and it's also your right to argue it, but it is
Yeah.
not your right to destroy a man's life or
Mhm.
anyone's life because they
Over it.
dropped that word.
Yeah, but he
That's
couldn't
right.
stayed on that team anyways, okay? Because now he
I
couldn't
could
play on
stand
any
on it.
NFL team. because
I-
he's
Yeah,
known as
go ahead.
racist now. So how could he coach a
He's
league
smart.
that's
He's a
predominantly
mark
black?
man. Oh, he's dirty. He's
Yeah,
dirty now. No.
absolutely. And I agree with you. The Washington people should be held accountable too, you know,
Yeah,
because
we're not hearing anything about that. We're not
no,
hearing anything about the Washington football team yet, but they're going to get ready to go into court. They did the same
it's
thing.
not
All the
Wall
teams out there do it. All the team owners and all the general managers, they all think the same fucking way. These are all a bunch of prima donnas that work for us.
Yeah,
That's what it
but
is.
the problem is evidence. You can think anything you want, and you could say anything you want as long as there ain't no camera or tape recorder around. But when there's evidence, it's a different thing. It's a different thing, you
Well,
know.
yeah. I mean, I agree, but
But
I
that's
can
freedom of
stand. I
press.
can.
That's the
I
First
can.
Amendment. That's
Yeah,
freedom
that's the
of
First
press.
Amendment.
The First Amendment is not to talk about hate speech, though, and that's a hate thing. You know, using that word is what they say. I'm arguing the other side of what they're saying. So, at never a time, freedom of speech shouldn't have never involved words like kike and you know, and all those words. They should never use the words that were defensive to people. Wah, guinea, whatever it is.
They did it
Shouldn't use.
forever.
I know they did, but they also,
Cheek.
you know, kept slaves for a long time. Doesn't mean they still should.
No,
You know,
we
I mean,
shouldn't be doing it. It
Yeah,
was
but
wrong then. It was wrong then, and it's wrong now. However, does it take it to the degree to where you ruin someone's life for it? I can stand on any fucking street corner. Let me finish. I
okay.
can stand on any fucking street corner and say the most vile things I want
Like the
without being
German,
without being prosecuted.
yeah,
you
the
can-
Nazi,
you're right.
the Nazis get up there and they say all kinds of shit too, and there's freedom of speech. And
Yeah.
they get up there in their little gang and shit and get together and have these meetings and do whatever they want and even, you know, but that's okay, and it's okay for everybody as far as I'm concerned. It's fucking Constitution, right?
But I guarantee you one thing: none of those people who do that shit will be in the Major League Baseball or the
Mhm.
NFL. They
Oh,
won't even
absolutely
be a
not.
part of it.
Mm-mm.
There's
No,
plenty of companies that won't
but that's
even
what I'm
talk to
saying
them.
to you is freedom of
That may be
speech
true,
has consequences with it. Okay,
Correct.
you're
and
right.
so be it.
You can
And
say
so be
anything
it.
you want, but you have to accept the consequences if you're gonna use that kind of language. Okay,
That's
Correct.
right.
No, we're
So-
all in
But
agreement with that. We all
but
agree
you
you're
with
can't
that.
free.
cry about getting fired by using language that is so
Yeah.
socially unacceptable,
No, you
especially in a
shouldn't be
place
able
of
to have to
business.
do that.
Yeah.
This is not an email exchange from a friend to a friend, from Yahoo to a Google account. This is an NFL account to an NFL account. Where 10 years ago, you know, you talk about the African American population only being 12%. In the NFL, they're more than 12%.
Right.
Okay, so you can't really talk like that when your league is mostly African American. How could you last in a league like that? Nobody's going to respect you.
No, but
No.
the league is guilty of doing just that. The league is
Sure, they're
guilty
all
of
guilty.
doing just that.
They're all guilty.
Every damn one of them are. Every
Mhm.
team should be held accountable for that. Now we've got a big thing going here in St. Louis to get off of that topic that we all hate. And it's not. Don't take that the wrong way, folks.
Yeah.
I don't hate anybody. I just hate that conversation because it's a lose conversation no matter what.
It is.
But anyway, it is. But anyway, St. Louis Rams or the L.A. Rams are being sued by the city of St. Louis for $26 billion
For what, leaving?
for leaving without notice, for breaking the lease. Yeah, for breaking the lease. And the NFL is culpable because they all agreed and illegally allowed them to move.
No,
What?
the NFL didn't allow nothing. She just fucking moved the team.
No,
Yeah.
he did. He did. It
Or
wasn't
he,
George.
I mean,
George.
he did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
George is dead now.
Right,
The
right.
original owner, she's dead. But this guy here, if you look it up, just look up St. Louis lawsuit with the Rams, and it'll tell you what they did to us. That's it. I never
I don't
did want the
disagree.
Rams here. I never wanted them here. I wanted an expansion team. I wanted something new, something fresh, not the Rams. When the
Right.
Rams moved here, I said they'll be gone in 10 years.
Mm.
Everybody said, nah, man, they ain't staying, man. Get the fuck out of here. They're not staying here. They just wanted to get the fuck out of that Coliseum.
Right.
That's all that was. They wanted out of that Coliseum. It's a mess. Fucking water dripping down in it. Their fucking dressing rooms are down in the fucking basement where the water's seeping down and shit. Fuck all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and who could blame them? And the city wouldn't build them a new stadium. So they moved to St. Louis where there was already a stadium. Well, in
Right.
10 years' time, they said, oh, we need to upgrade our stadium. If you don't upgrade the stadium, we're leaving. So the city of St. Louis spent $22 million refurbishing the fucking stadium. Not good enough. 1 year later, see ya. We're
Well,
out of
then
here.
I think the city definitely should have a lawsuit against them
Absolutely.
with that faction of the $22 million part. But I don't see the fans winning money
Damages.
here.
Taxes
Yeah.
could have been collected. The taxes that could have
Sure,
been collected
sure.
from that.
Absolutely.
The promise of a new stadium. We were going to build them a new stadium. We offered. It was going to be right on the waterfront, man. It's going to be beautiful. Brand new. They had sketches and everything ready to go. Next thing you know, just like the Baltimore Colts did when they moved to Maryland. When they moved to Maryland,
To
they did
Indianapolis.
it in the middle of the fucking night. You didn't even know they were gone.
Yeah,
You
they
know,
did. And so did the Raiders once. They just fucking the NFL told them they can't do it. They left Oakland for LA or LA to Oakland because and they just did it. They just fucking did it. Didn't
the
care.
entire time that the Rams were here, guess where their home office was?
In St. Louis.
Los Angeles, California.
Oh, really?
That was their home office.
You
They
know,
had a
because they
training
always planned
facility
on
here.
going back. They always
Yeah,
plan on going back.
they always planned on going back. They weren't going to stay, and I knew that right up front. We
The
should have got
Rams,
the Jacksonville Jaguars.
right? The Rams are an LA team, you know, minus the years that you guys had them. But for the better part of the Rams organization, they were LA. You know, during Eric Dickerson, Eric Dickerson era, and that was LA. You know, the best era of the Rams arguably is the greatest show on turf. So St. Louis always has that. But we should just get another team. Get another team for St. Louis. Let's get two more teams in. What the fuck? Why not? You know?
Why not? Why not get one more team for the AFC and one more team for the NFC? Put one of them here in St. Louis and put the other one down in Nashville.
Yeah.
Put one down in.
Do an extra week.
No, Nashville's got the Titans.
Extra 2 weeks of play.
We already played next week.
Yeah, they already playing an extra 2 weeks. They'd have to play 2 more weeks.
We're up to 17 weeks now.
Yeah.
See,
when I first started watching football, it was 14 weeks.
Well, they ought to play. They ought to play 20 then.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. Those guys' bodies can't take that.
No,
that means the fucking the winning the guy. If you play 20 games, the people in the playoffs could eventually have to play 4 more games, 5 more games. It'd be fucking 25 games. Your body would be dead. It would be dead. I mean,
well, I don't know exactly the reason why they went to more games.
Money.
I don't understand their logic behind it. When they
because
could
they
have
get more
brought
TV
in,
money.
Well, yeah, they get more TV money, but
they get more stand money. You get more revenue in the stands. Everybody gets an extra game at home, you know, and it's more money all the way around. It's you know,
game.
It is a money game. I remember when they in 90, I can't remember what it was, 93 or 4, they fucking had 2 buys in a year.
Yeah.
And that was so confusing and so annoying. You know, it'd be like 2 whole weeks that you didn't get to see your football team, you know?
Yeah.
That was stupid.
2 weeks. That's crazy.
But the way they did this year was better. Instead of doing a 2 bye week, they cut the preseason by a week.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that made more sense to me. You don't need 4 games, you know, to decide. So that to me made more sense. Cut the preseason down, start the league a little bit earlier than normal, and you got the extra weeks.
Yeah. They had
Plus, it pushes not to cut you off, but it pushes certain games now to Saturdays because they never played games on Saturdays because of college football. But now
Right.
that they got an extra weeks and stuff, they can start playing on Saturdays certain weeks. And now you can have football Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday.
Well, those games in January, they're gonna like Thanksgiving weekend. They're gonna have games on Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday, Thanksgiving Day weekend.
Right.
So
That's
they're gonna
because
have
that's the end of the college season.
college season, right?
You know, like
College regular season ends
right,
Thanksgiving.
right.
Yeah,
So
and then the
so
bowl
that
season is in December and
and I
January.
think they're off that week of Thanksgiving, you know.
Mhm.
So it's going
Right.
to coincide now where you have a couple weeks of the NFL where they're going to have Saturday games too. So
Right.
that's more money too because now you have a whole other fucking day to make money, you know.
True.
So
Right.
it's a money thing all the way around. That's all it's about. The players were worried about in the Players Association that because that's another game, you know. Now our contracts are not as worth as much as they were because that was on a 16 game. Our contracts were based upon. Now you want us to play another game, you know. So monies were being tossed, and
Right. Right. Well,
uh,
at the beginning of the show, we were talking about commercials,
yeah,
and I just want to touch base on that one more time. In Europe, they had very promiscuous types of commercials for the longest time.
sure.
Train goes into the tunnel, this and
Mm,
that. They had different types of ways to make things sexual because
right.
they were more open. Now, in America at this time, they were all G rated. Every fucking commercial you ever saw was G rated. Well, now there are commercials coming out for the condoms, which are pretty risque, which is,
Right.
that's what it's about, right? And then uh, this one that really gets me is this chick that she goes, "Hi, I'm your vagina," and she starts talking, and then at the end she goes, "When I'm ready, I'm ready," and and the doorbell rings, and she goes, "Coming," and looks right at the camera with a big old smile on her face. Now, now that in itself right
Right.
there has gone way beyond where we used to be. Because back in the 60s and 50s and shit, uh, uh, Lucille Ball and Ricky Ricardo didn't even sleep in the same fucking bed.
Nobody in the 50s slept in the same bed.
They always had twin beds, which I thought
Yeah.
that's
Mm,
weird. Mom and dad have a fucking one bed.
right. People
But,
then thought
you
their parents
know,
were like fucking weirdos, you
yeah,
know?
why do you sleep with mom? Everybody else, sleeps
Yeah.
apart, Um, uh,
Dad's a perv.
And then, but nothing ever went sexual in those shows. Andy
No.
Griffith was renowned for not going sexual. That's the private end of the relationship. That's private.
Yeah.
None of that is being heard. But today, if you turn it on Showtime or on HBO or any of those networks that will have those shows that run, there's full frontal nudity and all that stuff. So what I'm asking is, has television actually gone to where we needed to be 25 years ago, 50 years ago?
Yeah, it is actually, but it kind of makes me laugh because, you know, you're getting looser with television restrictions, but on social media, you have to fucking
The
watch everything you
restrictions
say.
are
Yeah,
getting tighter. Things are getting
right.
tighter.
So
I,
it's
I
kind of weird, you know, because if something's getting looser, then it should get looser everywhere. You
right,
know, but so I kind of think it should go this direction, but it can't get too out of hand because there is children watching, and you know, I'm still believing in children are children. They don't have the right to decide if there should be boy or girl. They don't have the right to watch sexual things. They don't have the right to not be protected by their parents.
right,
You know,
exactly.
and
Yeah.
so I worry that might happen someday, and I don't want that to happen. You know, I
But
want
you
kids
don't
to
want
be
them to
innocent.
be protected by the government either.
No, it's the parents' job. You know, and the government, like public broadcasting system, the government has a big hand in PBS. So, you know, a lot of the shows now are multiracial and all this stuff, which is not bad. I don't disagree with it. But some of the messages are weird, you know, and it just just rubs me the wrong way sometimes, you know, and the government has a lot to do with what PBS does. Yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah, too much.
We're talking to China. We are
Yeah.
talking to China.
Leave
Tell
Hong Kong
Yoko to go in
alone.
the other room. Leave Taiwan alone. Bruce, you got to get.
I can hear who's ever on the phone.
Yeah.
That's in China.
Yeah.
That's in China.
Oh, that's yeah. Well, remember the old commercials for whatever it was. Oh, how did you get these so clean? Ancient Chinese secret.
Yeah. Calgon.
Now, that would never work today. That would be so
racist. Uncle Ben's
so
rice.
Right.
Uncle Ben's rice. They just call it Ben's rice now. Instead of Chef Ben's rice. What else have they changed? Aunt Jemima.
Yeah.
Aunt Jemima. No more Aunt Jemima. No, Mrs. Buttersworth. Nope, no more Mrs. Buttersworth.
And in a way, it kind of like ruins it because you're losing icons and stuff that, I never thought of any of that racist. Now, maybe because I was naive to everything, which doesn't always mean that it's right, but I never looked at them as anything but, oh, that's Mrs. Butterworth. She's cool. I like her, and she's good, tasty. I don't know. Maybe nowadays is different, or maybe it was always wrong. I don't know, but that's things like that. Just we're killing everything that we.
They want to change the Atlanta Braves too. They want to change that name from Braves, and they want to change Uncle Ben's. They want to change. And those were some great products. Uncle Ben and what's her name on the bottle of syrup?
Aunt
That was a
Jemima.
thing. That was fun. That was fine with me. I love that shit, man.
You remember the jingle? Do you remember the jingle?
I don't.
Aunt Jemima pancakes without a syrup is like the spring without the fall. Right? Is that the way it went?
Something like that. Sounds familiar, but I don't.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Fucking, I was glad I was born after all that nonsense.
Oh yeah, dude, the commercials we used to see, like the
Oh, you
oatmeal
missed it.
oatmeal commercials. This train can't run without Ovaltine. Got to have your Ovaltine.
Copper tone with a dog.
Nips up
grabs her
girl's
panties.
panties and pulls her panty down.
Oh, that was a good one.
Shows her tan line.
Well, my favorite one when I was a kid was, oh yeah.
Oh yeah, Hulk.
No, the Kool-Aid Man.
Oh, the Kool-Aid Man. The Kool-Aid Man. Yeah.
Besides, that's Randy Macho Man Savage you're thinking about.
Oh yeah, that's it. Oh yeah. Ooh, yeah.
Well, I like the old cigarette commercials.
With Fred and Barney smoking behind the house. Come on, Barney, let's go behind the house and smoke one.
Well, there were some other ones that were
like a cigarette should.
Winston tastes good like a cigarette should.
And Benson and Hedges, they had a bubble on the windshield where you could smoke in the fucking car. And you had extra, 101.
The old Hertz commercial where the guy is fucking driving in the air, and all of a sudden he slides down, and he's driving down the road with no car around him. He's just cruising down the road like this. And then all of a sudden the car magically appears. Hertz. Yeah. Hertz rent a car.
Speaking of Hertz, I remember O.J. Simpson's commercials, and there's a New York State legislator that wants the Buffalo Bills to remove O.J. Simpson's off the wall of fame on our wall, and I think that's fucking retarded. I mean, he did what he did
too.
But
he was found not guilty, and we should.
But he does have that kidnapping charge.
Well, yeah. Well, you don't do that shit. Well, he learned his lesson. He paid his debt to society.
He was at the Bills game last week.
Was he really?
Yeah.
Oh,
cool beans.
O.J. Simpson.
Good for him.
There was a lot of people there. O.J. was there. Dan Marino was there. Shooter McGavin. Remember him from Chris McDonald from Happy Gilmore, he was there.
Yeah.
And, but
Yeah, I
they
love
were
that
Jim
guy.
Kelly was as friends with all them guys. So I don't not OJ, but all the other guys, and they were Reuben Brown was there, our old offensive tackle. So it was like a star-studded event for Buffalo that day.
Wow. Yeah. Those are stars for Buffalo. That's for sure.
Yeah.
That's for sure. Yeah, we don't do nothing here for football. It's all hockey here. I
Yeah.
wish we
Well,
could
it's
get a
always
football
been
team.
more hockey than football. I mean, even your Cardinals left. I
Oh
mean,
yeah. Oh yeah. We're not a good football town. We really aren't.
And you don't have a
We're not.
basketball team, do you?
No, we'd be a lousy basketball team too. We would suck a cock as far as that's concerned. We couldn't
which
provide.
is hard to believe because St. Louis has a big basketball fan population there.
Sure they do. Yeah. But we
And
do we're actually Indiana Pacers, but
right,
Missouri doesn't have a basketball team. Now they used to have an ABA team. We had
mhm,
the ABA team here, and then they had one in Kansas City too. ABA had one in Kansas City, but when the ABA folded up, they didn't include St. Louis in their expansion, so
yeah.
we lost the team.
Well, we had a team for 8 years, the Buffalo Braves, and then they became the LA Clippers or the San Diego Clippers and the LA Clippers.
Right.
But that was the Buffalo Braves. We started that league, in the league with that, which sucked because I never got to see one because by the time they left, I was only like 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
And I would have loved to see a game, but it just didn't happen. We traded teams with somebody else.
I had a guy
and
when
they left.
when we lived out in LA. When I lived out in LA, I had a guy at work that offered me Lakers tickets, and I didn't go because I said, "No, I'm not into basketball." But now,
Yeah,
when I look back on it, I think I should have. I
yeah,
might
you
have become
should've.
a fan because you don't become a fan until you actually go to a game. There's nothing like going to the game.
Yeah,
And
well,
Yeah,
I
you
won't watch.
changed
Yeah,
now.
I
You
won't
didn't want
watch
to go
baseball.
back then, but now you want to go. See, now
yeah,
how you
yeah,
changed 10
yeah,
years. So can that other coach, dude, man. He can
yeah.
change his breath. That's
Sure.
the freedom of speech, man. I think the Constitution, these people, man, they got it all wrong, man. All
Yeah.
wrong.
No,
All
they're not.
wrong.
They're not like hitting on him for what he said because he can say whatever he wants. But
I mean, there's no if he says whatever he wants about whoever he wants to, he can say it, and his, he if he gets repercussion, then that's his problem. But he said what he wanted to say, and then he
yeah, but
can
he's not going
change
to get repercussion. He's going to get people that don't want to play for him, and he's going to be in a losing situation, and he's going to get fired
Yeah.
anyway.
It was for the
So
team. It was for the
yeah,
sake of the team because
yeah.
nobody wanted to play for him after that.
Shit.
Nobody wanted to play for him. I know they're all a bunch of prima fucking donnas, but that's just the way it is.
Okay, well,
Okay.
then they didn't like him in the first place. Otherwise,
All
they'd
right.
have stood up for him.
Question on this last one here. I'm going to ask you a question. Do you think that the United States at this point should participate in the Beijing Winter Olympics?
I don't see why not.
Nobody
You have a
watches it.
problem?
I don't think they need to go. I don't give a shit about the Olympics. Nobody watches the Olympics anymore.
I don't.
Well, the agony of defeat. Remember the
Yeah.
old ABC commercial? That was a great commercial. I love that commercial.
The
The
reason why I
agony of
say
defeat.
keep going is because some of those kids trained their whole life to get there, and
Right.
they may not have another opportunity. And those people worked hard. Those Olympic athletes are really athletes. They're probably
Right.
more in shape than some professional athletes,
Right.
and it's like, yeah, they've been waiting their
Well,
whole life.
and they put the NBA on hold so they could send a basketball team across the ocean to play because basketball is really popular in China, apparently.
Absolutely really popular.
The
Basketball
NBA makes
and
a
baseball.
shitload of money. And what?
Baseball too.
Well, baseball is popular in Japan, but not
Yeah.
quite so much in China. But basketball is huge in China and in Korea. It's
Yeah.
huge. I mean, the
And
NBA is
Japan.
yeah, and Japan. Yeah, they got You know, and there's no way that they can compete with us in the Olympics. There's just, and I think it's kind of bullshit that they should be sending amateurs. I
Well,
don't
they
think they should
were.
be sending
They
professionals.
were up until 1992. Every year in existence was college kids until some kind
You
of thing happened where
couldn't
they found
play
out all
pro.
the other places were having professional athletes, and
Mhm.
then they dropped the professional, the amateur athlete thing. So
Right.
that's why they all got to play. And then you got people from the NBA that didn't just play on the USA team. You got some on the Belarus team. You got some on the French team. You got some that are playing the NBA. So they represent their country too, and it's just a pride thing. But you're right. We've been down. We did only win gold or bronze the one year, the year LeBron
Yeah.
James went. We only
Yeah.
won bronze that year, but every other time I think we won gold. And I
Yeah.
think
We
we
won't
won
go.
gold a lot of the times when it was amateur too.
Yeah, we did. Hockey
Yeah,
was the one thing, the miracle on ice against the
right,
Russians. That's
right,
when we actually found out that they were using professional hockey players
right.
and they
And you
were
know what?
paid
When we won
hockey
that
players.
game, it was so big, but that wasn't even the gold medal game.
No,
The next game was the gold medal game.
and we still won the gold medal,
We
but
still won the
still,
gold medal, right? But
right.
yeah,
The game against the Russians was the semifinal.
right.
Yeah, determined who got the bronze.
But they
The Russians got
celebrated
the
like
bronze
it was that we won the gold already. We still had to go against Sweden, I think it
because
was.
they went up against professional players. They were
Hmm.
up against professional players. It's like hockey here. A lot of the team guys that are playing for us that are Russian will play for the Russian team or the Chinese team and or wherever it is they're from, Yugoslavian team or the Czechoslovakian for Christ's sake
Right.
team. You know that kind of shit. So they all play.
It's a
They all play
pride thing.
hockey.
It's a pride
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. It's
And
going home.
it's not about anything else but like an athlete saying us Czechoslovakians were better than you Americans, better than you Russians, better than you whatever, because we won. It's a thing about human pride that you did it. You beat another country.
All right.
And
Their best.
yeah, right. And it's
Yeah.
I might not watch the Olympics as much as I used to, and I don't. I used to be an avid Olympic watcher.
Me
I used
Yeah,
too.
to watch
yeah,
them all the time,
yeah.
and
Not anymore.
no, I don't either anymore. But I still think that they're kind of cool for those kids because those kids trained their whole life to get there. They really did.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. I'm not marking them down. I mean, yeah,
I
but
like the
nobody watches
skiers.
them.
There's a lot of snow bunnies that participate. I think they're hot. There's a lot of gals and they wear those tight suits and you know, they look kind
Yeah.
of hot in those too. Those skiers, those
Right.
freestyle skiers and shit.
So
I'd
I
like
you
to
guys
watch.
are in it.
Well, what
You're in it
Winter
for the.
Olympic sport do
You're,
you like the most though? Let me ask you that. Of them, I like the bobsled.
Yeah,
They
I
rock and
don't
roll, man.
I don't
Them
really
boys
like
rock.
the winter Olympics as much as I like the summer Olympics. But if I had
Yeah.
to pick a winter Olympic sport, I would have to say the new ones they do with like the half pipes and all that, like the extreme, like the snowboarding and all that they do
Yeah.
now.
Snowboarding. Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
also
That's
like
pretty cool.
when they do the stunts on the ATVs and all that, and do the you ever see that one where they flip them
Yeah.
and yeah,
Yeah.
well,
I
the
don't know.
brutal one is the slalom, downhill
Yeah,
slalom.
yeah,
Yeah.
I
Down
mean,
on slalom.
you wouldn't call it the uphill slalom because there wouldn't be an uphill. So it's
yeah,
downhill slalom.
right.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and I like
Downhill slalom. Yeah.
curling.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's some shit there.
Mhm.
And my favorite one is figure skating because I like the G porn.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
G porn. Yeah. Okay. We'll close it on that note. I got a minute left here. That's great. What a way to close the show. Yeah. Hey, listen, it's been great coming to you live here on KGFRocks.com through Spreaker. Check out all our video, which will be released tomorrow on YouTube on the KGF Rocks channel. Um, oh yeah, check out all of our DJs here at KGFRocks.com. Give them all a listen, okay? Make them know you're here, okay? Anything you want us to play or whatever, let us know. All right, we've beaten this one to death. You got anything else?
No,
Uh,
no.
nah, I'm good.
All right. Well, this is Free Ride saying goodnight for Guido and
Good night,
Showcase.
everybody. Good night, everybody.
Shogun? Is it?
Have a good week.
Pimple
Yeah.
We'll
cheeks.
see you next
Are we off yet? Are we off yet?
Sunday.
Pimple
And
cheeks.
we'll see you. Bye. All right, good show, gentlemen.